guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ena and this is Budget with Ena. So thanks for joining me and thanks for coming along and budgeting with me. So today I have a cash stuffing video. It's going to be my first cash stuffing video of 2022. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Before I do that, I wanted to just introduce our verse of the week. Our verse of the week is 1 Thessalonians 5:18. It says, "In everything give thanks." I'm excited because I will be stuffing 950 today. So I had a little bit of extra income that was really unexpected. So I received a check from the IRS that was like a mini refund. So it was $25. So that brought our total to 950. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right. My trusty wallet. I love this wallet. Helps me stay organized. You know, I used to carry my binder everywhere, but my husband was like, that's kind of not safe. So let's try to find a wallet that'll fit all of your, your envelopes that you want to take. I was like, all right, sounds good. So I found a great wallet and I'm actually going to start selling these because I'm going to start customizing these for my customers. So let's see, I have 200. Those are our 50s. 20, 40, 60, 83. 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. We're preparing for a snowstorm. Yeah, a snowstorm is exactly what hit us. It's not as bad as other places, but this was really nice to see. So I don't know how true that is. I'm from California, so I don't know like how the snow is out here. You know, let's just hope that everybody's safe and that we're not snowed in tomorrow. The good thing is I have Monday off, so that's even better. So let's start with our cash funds. All right. So our first envelope is gas, and gas always gets $30. So the good thing about me is I work from home. Oh, I love working from home. I work from home, so we rarely ever go out. And when we do, it's normally for errands, so that's always good. Eating out is going to get 20. All right, 20. And I have to add another envelope, so we will discuss that when that gets there. Starbucks gets 10. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of briefly talk about this verse of the week because it had me thinking today when we were running errands. The spending is going to get 40, so we're going to do 120, 110, and 2 5s. But anyways, I was thinking about, you know, all of the hard times when it was hard to really give thanks. You know, this verse was kind of pressing on my bad memories when things were bad, you know, and things were bad and I didn't even really know that they were bad. Couponing gets 10. So growing up, you know, I did not come from a family that had a lot of money. You know, my parents, whom I love so dearly, you know, they tried to make it work, which is what I admire about my parents. They definitely tried to make it work. Oh, it's a sticker. Shout out to Polynate on Instagram. Her stickers and keychains are some of my favorites, and I just love them. But anyways, you know what? Before I continue on with my story, I wanted to show you guys my keychain. I love this keychain. It's of a taupo. I love it, and when I saw it on TikTok, I just had to have it for my binder. I love it so much. So this is pretty much the equivalent of I would say, of a Samoan princess. So I just love it. Oh, I love it so much. So yes, if you are looking for cute binder charms, cute stickers, like Polynesian themed stickers, definitely hit her up. She is amazing. I placed my order on Sunday and I got it on Wednesday. So she does amazing work. Anyways, back to my story. I talk a lot, as you guys can tell. So emergency fund kits. So we're actually on our sinking funds binder. And in the coming weeks, I'm probably going to divide my sinking funds up. I like to keep things very simple, and sometimes simple to me means like multiple binders, but kind of dumbing it down for me. But this is going to turn into like a high priority, low priority binder. So this is going to be like, of course, high priority. I'm thinking of making another binder like my low priority, and then we'll go from there. But you guys will see that. Anyways, you know, my parents did a really good job of kind of hiding our situation from us. There was a time that I thought about when I was thinking about this verse. I thought back to the first time I realized that we were, I wouldn't want to say poor, but that we were less fortunate, right? Like we didn't have a lot of money. Well, poor means kind of less fortunate, but that we didn't have a lot of money. I was coming home from school, and I was relatively young at this time. I was coming home from school, and my parents were in the kitchen, and they were crying. And that had to have been the first time I saw my dad crying. Actually, both of my parents. You guys will start to hear me talk about mom. My mom is very strong, and she normally doesn't ever cry. But this time she did cry. You know, she was crying. She was crying, and I mean, they were both crying, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong, you know? And I hadn't realized anything was wrong or out of place in the house. But I did notice that the house was dark, you know? And that was very, it was very strange for us at that time. You know, my mom is somebody who likes to have all the lights on in the house. But it was dark, and my parents were sad, and, you know, my parents were whispering to each other in Samoan, asking each other, you know, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to tell the kids, you know? And it was scaring me. It was the first time I didn't feel safe. And yeah, so then my parents, you know, we waited for my sister to get home. My sister got home, and we sat in the living room, and my parents pretty much told us, you know, like, our electricity is off, you know, we couldn't afford it. And my heart sank, you know, because I realized like things weren't as good as I thought they were. But then also that like my parents were hurt. They were very hurt, and I didn't know how to help them at all. You know, so I was young, and it was just a terrible feeling knowing that my family, of course, was in the dark, but just knowing that my parents were sad, you know. But my parents definitely tried to make the best of it. You know, we once it started to get dark, you know, my mom pulled out some candles, and we had some gas lamps, and you know, we tried to make the best of it. Everybody came and slept in the living room together just to kind of keep warm, because it was in the winter time. And, you know, we stayed up, and we talked, and we laughed, and I just felt like that was a sad time, but it was a good time because we were together. Let's see, BWE gets 25. So we were together, you know? And most times when I think about those times, I think of that, like the togetherness. And then other times when I'm really sitting here thinking about it, especially as it relates to this verse, I realize that it was a very bad time. It was a very bad time, and it was hard to give God thanks. But I remember falling asleep that night, that first night our power was out. I remember falling asleep thinking, I have the greatest parents. Like, they're not, you know, we're struggling, but they're making the best of it. And I was young, you know, and that meant a lot to me. And, you know, my parents are the reason why I really started budgeting. You know, I wanted to make them proud, because if my parents knew, like, if I had $950 back then, like, that would have been so helpful to my parents. You know, we would have been in a different situation had I had these money habits growing up, you know. And I think about that a lot. But anyways, you know, going back to this verse, and everything give thanks, that was probably one of the toughest times we had as a family. And I was so glad to, and I'm pulling us. I forgot to make envelopes before this video, guys. I'm sorry, how irresponsible. But this is towards extra debt payoff. Another one that I need is BJ's run. So BJ's is because I have a lot of California followers on Instagram, and also here on YouTube, like 5 of them, or like 3 of them, I think. BJ's is pretty much similar to Costco, and we live down the road from a BJ's, and Costco is like really far. So what we do is we put money towards a BJ's run, so we get all of our cleaning supplies, all of our, you know, like snacks and stuff that we buy in bulk. We buy it from BJ's, and so I put a little bit away because we go to BJ's every month. So we buy in bulk, and bulk. We buy in bulk, and I enjoy it that way. So I forgot to make an envelope for that, so I will set these aside. So 60 goes towards extra debt payoff, and then BJ's go, or 25 goes to BJ's. So I will set this aside, because right after this video I am going to make that while I finish up binder orders. Let's see, we're gonna do savings challenge. So I condensed all of my savings challenges. Ooh, about to start a fire, look at that. I condensed my savings challenges. I'm only doing one this month because I am doing it with all of my Instagram followers. And I love it because everybody's been updating me on their progress, and it's one of those daily challenges. So yeah, so we are just going to pull that money. So it's 240. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. You know what? Actually, it's 20, 40, 60, 81. Okay. Don't judge me, guys. I'm all over the place today. It's just one of those days. I promise it's one of those days. So 20, 40, 60. So it's 60, 70, 80, 80, 90, 2. We're gonna do 20 and 40. So I like to keep the ones were specifically for the savings challenges. So this goes towards the 530 days challenge. I pull the money out for the days of the week where, you know, because this is a daily challenge. So I pull it out for the next week, just so it's easier for me to stuff. And this is pretty much like how I've been doing it. It's easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Let's see what we have left. We have 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 220, which is what I suspected that we would have left. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our sinking funds. But yeah, this video, I promise, was planned, kinda, but I had extra income, guys. So like for my business, I normally put it towards like my high priority sinking funds, and then we go from there. I meant to write it out, but honestly, guys, it's just been so busy at work, and look at me coming up with all the excuses. But I will be better the next video. But I have $220 that I would like to put towards my high priority sinking funds, and I'm looking over at my iPad because I have a breakdown of my high priority sinking funds, my low priority, and so yeah. Anyways, let me stop talking. So 60 is gonna go towards emergency fund. And I started over at the beginning of the month just because I didn't want any lingering cash. So I just deposited everything that was in here. And I had a lot of cash in here. If I love it, it's gonna get 20. Okay. Anyways, you guys. Yeah, so, you know, my parents tried their hardest. And, you know, from that moment on, I just knew that it was that, like, that was our situation. My parents tried really hard. You know, and I wasn't mad at them for it. I feel like my parents were humble people. They tried, you know. They really did try. So Christmas is going to get 20. They tried, and I adore my parents. You know, I think what keeps me going is remembering just the look on my dad's face specifically. You know, he tried and tried. He worked so hard, you know, and I can only imagine how he felt. Because my dad, he was that guy, you know. He wanted to provide for his family, and his family was his life, you know, and I can only imagine how that made him feel. 50 is going to go to vacation. And thankfully, next month we are going to see my family in California, and I have been, you know, missing them. And my husband will tell you guys, like, every day I'm always crying. I'm crying because I miss my parents, or because my sisters call and I just don't want the conversation to end. You know, no car expenses. We just paid our registration and like tune up and everything, so we're good. But car expenses, I told my husband I wanted us to get the transmission flushed. I don't know what it is, guys, but now that I do have money, it's like I want to get everything done that I could not get done when I didn't have money, or when I had I had a blue Ford Focus, and we called it the Cripmobile. And that Cripmobile, I don't know how it was running, because there were so many issues with the Cripmobile, and I just couldn't afford to like get the transmission flushed or get an oil change when I was supposed to. And so now that I have money and I have a good job, I try to keep up on those things. So man, I miss that car. I miss that car so much. So medical, I think I'm gonna put 20 in here. So yeah, it was, them were the days. And then BWE is gonna get the remaining. So that's $30. So yeah, guys, you know, I thought about those times and I really miss my parents. I do. I think getting married and, you know, just made me really miss them. Ooh, 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 sis, don't get caught in there. All right. So, well, oh, you know what? Before I give you guys my closing statements, I have some coins I have to get rid of. I try to empty out my wallet as soon as possible. So here is my, oh, I love this thing. Oh my gosh. Here's my little piggy bank. So this is all the change that I've collected since January 1st. So I emptied this one out as well. So let's see, we are just, you know, I'm not even gonna count it, you guys. I'm just gonna get on in there. All right. There you go. Put that over there. But you guys, thank you so much for budgeting with me. I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video. Thanks for coming and cash stuffing with me and just budgeting with me. I am so excited to just put out content and just do stuff that makes me happy. You know, I told myself that this is gonna be the year that I do more of what makes me happy. You know, doing more budgeting videos, more cash stuffing. I love, so Modern Twines is like my favorite YouTuber. She's my favorite Instagrammer. Shout out to her. But she does this thing like a spend the day with me. And I'm thinking of kind of picking that up just so that you guys see how I spend my money. Yeah, and I just can't wait to get to know everybody and really just, you know, create a space where not just Pacific Islander people, but everybody can come together and just budget together and learn a little bit more from each other. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much again for watching. You know, like, comment, and subscribe, share this video, and be blessed, you guys. Have a great week.